So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the ANSO Scholarship for Young Talent 2022 information session organized by the International Relations Office of University of Peradeniya with collaboration of Chinese Academy of Sciences. I'm Shamali Tennapon from the International Relations Office, and I'm happy to be your host in today's short proceedings. It's 10:05 a.m. and we are about to start the session. Please be kind enough to turn off your video and microphones, and please feel free to put your questions in the chat section below. At the end of the session, we will try to provide answers to them as much as possible. First, I would like to invite Professor C.N.R.A. Allas, Director, International Relations Office, University of Peradeniya, to deliver the welcome address.
Okay, good afternoon to those who are participating or joining from China, the most friendly nation of Sri Lanka. I think now it is 12 past 35 minutes. Is that so? In China, yes. And good morning to the participants actually from Sri Lanka, and my project manager, the other participants. Actually, I'm Professor Allas, and the professor in biochemistry, actually in the Faculty of Medicine. At the same time, I'm the head of the International Relations Office in the University of Peradeniya. So actually, that the objective of today's, the session is to disseminate information of ANSO Scholarship for Young Talents 2022. So the speakers of the session today are Professor Wei and Dr. Fu. So then on behalf of the University of Peradeniya, I would like to warmly welcome Professor Wei and Dr. Fu, the Department of Education Research Center for Eco-Environmental Sciences, Chinese Academy of Sciences. And I warmly welcome the most important, actually, the group in this session, the participants, and my project manager. And I think we can actually hear, we would like to hear, for the session, actually the information will deliver by the speakers, Professor Wei and Dr. Fu. So now this session, over to you, Professor Wei and Dr. Fu. This is all to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite our resource person, Dr. Kushan, Department of Education, Research Center for Eco-Environmental Sciences, Chinese Academy of Sciences, to give the introduction to scholarship for international students.
Thanks. Can you hear me? I will share my PPT.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Dear professors, ladies and gentlemen, now please allow me to present a brief introduction of RCEES and scholarship for international students. Firstly, I want to introduce the history and status of the Research Center for Eco-Environmental Science. The Research Center for Eco-Environmental Science, RCEES, of Chinese Academy of Science, CAS, was founded in 1975. Formerly the Institute of Environmental Chemistry, it was the first generation of environmental research institutes in China. In 1986, it was amalgamated with the Research Center for Ecology and recognized as RCEES. In the late 1990s, as it responded to a nationwide call to put innovation at the heart of China's development, it became a part of the pilot project of Knowledge Innovation Program of CAS. In 2015, Center for Excellence and Innovation of Science and Education was founded. Now let's see our mission. RCES is focused on ecology and the environment. We are catering to the national strategic demands and aiming the world science frontiers. The mission of RCES is to make theoretical and technological breakthroughs in the area of ecological security, environmental health, and sustainable development. We conduct world-class research. We provide advice to the government and cultivate high-caliber scientific talent at the same time. RCES has been committed to excellence in research. Our research department, comprising 10 research laboratories, which consists of 3 state key laboratories, 1 state engineering laboratory, and 2 CAS key laboratories. From environmental chemistry, environmental Arctic chemistry, ecology, soil environmental sciences, to air pollution. Our laboratories covering major eco-environmental research areas. Also, we have 3 research platforms. The State Key Laboratory of Environmental Chemistry and Ecotoxicology is the leading laboratory in the field of environmental chemistry in China. Some of the work win the National Nature Science Award and CAS Outstanding Achievement Award. The goal is to lay a foundation for the research on ecotoxicological effect and the influence of chemical pollutants on ecosystem and human health. Its major research fields include the analytical methods, environmental processes, toxicology and health impacts of persistent toxic substance. The State Key Laboratory of Environmental Arctic Chemistry is the largest and leading laboratory in the field of water science and technology in China, stretching across fundamental research and engineering application. Its major research fields include water quality identification, water purification technology, Arctic ecotoxicology, water quality processes, simulation and management. It commits to exploring the basic laws of water quality transformation in nature and engineered water systems, and developing high technologies for water treatment. State Key Laboratory of Urban and Regional Ecology is the first state key laboratory on ecology study in China. It focuses on the ecology of socio-economic nature complex ecosystem at both urban and regional scales. The main research areas include interaction between humans and nature at multiple scales, ecological cybernetics in the complex ecosystems, methodology of ecological assessment, policy study on urban and regional sustainable development. Its main recognized academic contribution include sustainable development theory, urban and regional sustainable development model, including making the master planning for the first eco-country, the first eco-city, and the first eco-province in China. There are 3 research platforms in our institute. Laboratory of Public Instrumental Analysis and Research has many modern and sophisticated instruments. UNEP GEF POPs Analysis Pilot Laboratory is the first organization to carry out research on dioxin. Laboratory of Water Quality Analysis is focused on the basic laws of water quality, transformation in nature, and engineered water systems. Our institute also has the proven technique supports, including training center for environmental analysis, environmental assessment, Center for Chemicals and Urban Ecosystem Research Station. Center for Publication and Information has an eco-environment specialized laboratory with both conventional and online documents. RCEES has an academic journal editorial office with 6 eco-environmental journals in Chinese version and 2 in English version, which is Journal of Environmental Science with an impact factor of 4.302 in 2020. Our scientists are actively involved in the work of international scientific organizations, such as SCOPE and TUAS. Many academic organizations are affiliated with RCES, including the Beijing office of the International Water Association, Ecological Society of China, the Asian Office of Environmental Science and Technology. Most of their major posts are selected from the scientists of RCES. For publication of academic papers, RCES is 1% around the world among academics and institutes. We have undertaken many national key research projects, such as National Basic Research Program of China, National High Technology Development Research Project, and so on. Up to now, RCES got 9 second-class prize of the National Nature Sciences Award, 1 first-class and 13 second-class prize of National Science and Technology Progress Award, 2 second-class prize of National Award for Technological Invention, and so on. International cooperation is a central goal for RCES. Today, a growing number of overseas scientists are attracted to RCES. We have established academic exchanges, cooperation, and joint graduate student training initiative with many countries around the world. And we have organized many important international conferences and promoted the cooperation and exchange among international and Chinese scientists. International cooperation in science and technology constitute an important part in the development of the Belt and Road and plays a positive role in the improvement of people's livelihood and addressing common challenges for development. In 2013, in response to the CAS programs for deepening international scientific cooperation, we established CAS-TUAS Center of Excellence for Water and the Environment, CEWE. The vision of CEWE is through the training, education, and joint research programs to assist the developing world in human resource capacity building in the field of water and the environment, as well as providing practical solutions for water and other environmental problems. Under Belt and Road Initiative, we have built 3 joint laboratories: Joint Center for Water Technology Research and Demonstration has been established in the last year. It will play a more important role and become the best research institute in South Asia. We will be well prepared to serve the needs to China, also as a strong global partner working to solve eco-environmental challenges of the future. RCES is one of the key educational bases for graduate students in CAS. If you want to know more detail in CAS and UCAS, you can check the more information on the following website. In RCES, we offer master program and doctor program in environmental science, ecology, environmental engineering, and so on. And we provide postdoctoral program in environmental sciences and technology and biology. We offer connection between research and teaching. So being a student here has access to high-level researchers and many opportunities to join projects. There are two-stage model for graduate education. For master candidate, you will study in Yanxihu campus at the 4th year. For doctor candidate, you will study in Yanxihu campus at the 4th semester. Then you will come back to our institute to finish your research project. RCES has an enrollment of over 200 graduate students each year, and a total of 1,400 ongoing students. We have graduated over 2,000 PhDs and masters, which makes great contribution to China's scientific and economic development. We offer some scholarship projects to the international students. Now we can see for graduate international students, there are full-time international students and visiting international students. If you are full-time international students, you can apply Chinese government scholarship, UCAS scholarship, and ANSO scholarship. For visiting international students, you just can apply Chinese government scholarship and UCAS scholarship. Please remember, you have to submit both your admission application and scholarship application during the online testing. For the online testing, you can check it on the following website. Now you can see on the admission part, you can check colleges and institutes, supervisors, majors, and financial aids. How can you choose supervisors? You can access the website, and at the admission section, you can input the supervisor's name and search, then you can see the details. Now, let's see the scholarships. At the first, I want to introduce Chinese government scholarship. You should pay attention to the application process. Applicants should check your eligibility. We strongly suggest that the applicants can get the acceptance by a UCAS supervisor. If you apply Chinese government scholarship, you should remember the agency number. And the deadline is March 31st, 2022. For PhD candidates, you will receive stipends 5,000 RMB. For UCAS scholarship, The process is similar to the Chinese government scholarship. And you can see the stipend. For the PhD candidates, you will be no less than RMB 3,500. For master candidates, you will be no less than RMB 3,000. For ANSO Scholarship, the stipend is different. I think this is the best one. For PhD candidates, will receive RMB 6,000. If you pass the qualification test, you will get RMB 7,000 RMB. For master candidate, you will get stipend RMB 3,000 each year. This is my email address and telephone number. If you have any question, you can contact to me, no hesitate. Thanks for your attention. I hope to meet you in RCES in this year.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fushan, for your informative presentation. Now, I would like to invite Professor Yong Sang Wei, Director of Laboratory of Water Pollution Control Technology, Research Center for Eco-Environmental Sciences, Chinese Academy of Sciences, to introduce the prospective supervisors who would like to accept students for masters and PhDs.
Yeah, many thanks for your introduction. So, okay. So, many thanks. Students, so that is very nice for me to introduce the study in the Chinese academic sciences. And my colleague, Dr. Fushan, already introduced the ANSO Scholarship application. Generally, so in the past 2 years, from 2020 and 2021, in the past 2 years, we use the wellbeing for the briefing the ANSO Scholarship for University of Pennsylvania. So in the past 2 years, we cooperate of the International Students Office of UOP in the past, because the COVID-19, so the time is limited. So in the past, so the agenda is like that. So we collect the information of supervisors. And so that time, so we don't confirm the short list of the candidate for the ANSO Scholarship application. And that's just for the briefing. This is just for the briefing. Okay. So maybe after 1 month later, maybe in the end of the February, we can have the second webinar. Okay, based on the short list of candidates. And then we can have the second webinar, that is for the interview. And if you have some question, something like that, so that will be very good. We have more enough time to prepare the scholarship application. I think that is the arrangement. Maybe it's benefits for the students. It's also benefit for our supervisors. So for this is the introduction of supervisors. Most of the supervisors are there, and some supervisors maybe they will not call for student application, but you also can try. So that is the background I just briefly introduced to you all. And for the UCAS, so and maybe there's a little bit different system. So Chinese academic sciences is a very huge system for the research of science and technology. Including this, there will be 3 parts: the CAS headquarters, CAS Institute, and the university CAS, the UCAS. So okay, that's this. So, but for the international students, when you apply for the ANSO Scholarship, most of you will start in the UCAS, the University of Chinese Academic Sciences. So this is the UCAS, the history. So in 1978, it was founded at the Graduate School of Chinese Academic Science, and in 2000, it was renamed Graduate University of Chinese Academic Science, and in 2012, so they renamed the University of Chinese Academic Science. This is UCAS. UCAS. So this is for the brief the history of UCAS. So then I will. So that is the integrated system for the Chinese academic science. So generally, Chinese academic science is the national, the top research, the research institute. So the CAS has more than 100 research institutes, and it also has 4 universities affiliated to the Chinese academic science. So this is the system. It's different from the common universities. So it's an integrated system for education and research. So, for example, for the master student and the PhD student, especially for the master in the first year, you will start in the University of CAS. This is for the okay, and but after that, you will for your research, you will go to the research institute. Okay, and for the research professors, one way, on one hand, he is a researcher, and on the other hand, he is also a professor. So that is the research and the teaching combined together for the researchers, and for the students, these combined together by the training and research and learning together. That is a different system from the common university. Okay, so for the university campus, University of UCAS, so it has 4 campuses in Beijing. So generally, this is the main campus is located in the Yanqihu. It's very huge, and also this is a little bit far away from the Beijing downtown city center. And the other 3 is near the city center, Zhongguancun campus, Yichanu campus, and Olympic Village campus. Okay, that is for this. So it's very city, and also. But the UCAS also has lots of other schools located in China. So you can see there's a lot of faculties outside the Beijing campus. So this very there are too many. So and also for the faculties of Beijing campus, there's some like science and engineering, social science and medicine and agriculture. So for us, generally we are, because our research is on the environment and the ecology, so we are belong to the this College of Resource and Environment. Okay, so in this College of Resource and Environment, it has more than nearly more than 20 research institute. Okay. So for our students, it's very huge. Nearly 50,000 students, half the PhD students, half master students. I think it is the biggest graduate school in the world. So, and also for the international students, nearly 1,800 international students. Among these 32 20 UOP students studying in the class. So you can for this. And also, and now there are also 4 UOP professors are awarded the Pi-Fi Scholar Fellowship in the class. So, okay. So this is we send you the name list for the supervisors to can want to help the Sri Lanka students in 2022. So there are roughly more than 10 professors. So that is name list. Generally, you based on this, but I also will introduce other professors together. So this is Professor Ming Yang. He is the deputy general director of our institute, and he is research area for the drinking water and the ecology in lakes and reservoirs, industrial wastewater treatment, environment, microbiology. Now he has 2 Sri Lanka students, PhD students. Okay. And this is me. So, and my research focuses on the water treatment, including the drinking water treatment, wastewater treatment, and also for the sewage sludge and animal liver restoration, and also like the counter antibiotic resistance in environment. So, and until now, I supervise 10 Sri Lanka students in my group, and now 5 Sri Lanka students already finished, including 4 PhD students and 1 master student. Okay. And this is Professor Lan Fu Bo. He also works in our institute. And his research area is focused on the new technology for drinking water purification, and also for the transport and transformation process of environmental contaminants. And this is Professor Ming Guo Zai. He works in the Institute of Geology of the Geophysics. And his research focuses on the petrology and pre-Cambrian geology, geochemistry. And now he also has several Sri Lanka students studying in the, like this is the research area. So, and Professor Qiu Donglu, and he is working in the Institute of Hydrobiology, and his research areas is bacterial molecular genetics and synthetic biology, activated slide process and microbiome, biofloc technology, and aquaculture animal gut microbiota and nitrogen cycles. And he also has several Sri Lanka students. So, and Professor Zhang Zhongke, and he works in the Aerospace Information Research Institute, and his research institute focuses on the remote sensing and the GIS technology for the study of resource and ecological environment monitor, natural disaster, and large-scale engineering environment assessment, development and application the geographic information system. So, and he also has some Sri Lanka students. Okay, and Professor Zhang Bin, and last year he want to have Sri Lanka students, and but this information here, and this year he didn't tell us he want to have this. That's so okay, and it's the same. Okay, and Professor Li Xianhua, and he works in the Institute of Geology, Geophysics, and his research areas are pre-Cambrian geology, geochemistry, geochronology, and he has the research funding about the basic geology of Sri Lanka. So master and PhD are both welcome. and Professor Lin Zhaohui, and he works in the Institute of Atmospheric Physics, Genetic Organic Sciences, and his research area focuses on Earth system model development, application, and climate and hydrobiological prediction, land hydrology, atmosphere interaction, and also climate interaction and climate change and impact. And this is Professor Cao Yihong, and his research area, her research area focuses on nanotechnology, drug delivery, intracellular delivery, cell engineering, tissue engineering, and related medical application. And Professor Tianbin Hui, and he is my colleague, works in the Research Center for Eco-Environment Science, and his research area focuses on the drinking water treatment using the electrical dialysis in Sri Lanka, and he does lots of research and work in Sri Lanka. He also has a Sri Lanka students, and Professor Zhao Lei, and he works in the Institute of Geology and Geophysics, and his research is petrology, precambrian geology, geochemistry, and Professor Zhang Yi, he works in the Institute of Hydrobiology, and his research is the control and the limitation of sedimental endogenous pollution, ecological limitation, development and application of new environmental protection materials. And Hong Zhang, professor, he works in our institute, and his research area is change and flux, nutrients, change matters, and sedimental water interface, geochemical cycling, and phosphorus in river system. And this is just brief, the introduction of the professors, but I remind you all. So the professors, I think you focus on the table, the word table. This is the most important, because these professors, they will want to have Sri Lankan students, and the other professors in the slides, just for your reference. You can try. You can try. So I will send this. I will send this the slide and to UOP. Okay. So turn on for your reference. And that is that's all for the brief introduction of professors. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Yang Song Wei, for introducing the potential supervisors. Now we will go for the Q&A session. Please feel free to ask your questions. Dr. Shan Fu and Yang Song Wei are very much happy to answer your questions. You can post the questions in the chat section below. Meanwhile, I would present some questions that have posted our participants in the chat section. I think our Dr. Fu Shan have already answered some of those questions, but I will ask those questions again so that our other participants also can get some idea. Dr. Fu Shan, one of our participants have asked whether this MSc and PhD.
I have answered their questions.
Yes,
on the WeChat, and I see I can share PPT to the student. I have sent the PPT to Miss Zhong Hui. I think she will send it to you, to all of you. And for the email address of information, Some students ask whether they can contact to the professor directly. No problem. You can check the professor's information online and see their information in detail, and you can check the email address and telephone number. We suggest it's better for you to contact to the supervisor at the first step. We strongly suggest you can get the acceptance of the supervisor. It's better way.
So, Dr. Shanfu, there's one more question from our participants. I think it has not posted here, but there are some participants from not from University of Peradeniya, but from some other universities as well. So, some of our participants would like to know whether they also can apply for the scholarship.
Yes, no problem. They can apply for this scholarship.
Yes.
For the guideline, the application guideline, I hope they can check the information on UCAS website, follow the instruction. I think it's okay, no problem.
Yes, Dr. Fushan, thank you very much. And a few more questions that because today we are mainly discussed about environmental sciences and related sciences. Some of our participants have asked whether they can apply for economic related masters or PhDs and data, computer science and data science and artificial intelligence, those kind of subject areas. They ask whether they have any opportunities.
Yeah, I see. You know, in UCAS, there are many institutes. So for the majors, I'm not sure, but they can check the majors information online. I think some institute can apply information technology degree. I think no problem. Check the majors online. See which institute they can apply.
Yes, and there's one more question from one of our participants asking whether they need to complete IELTS qualification to apply.
They should get the master degree, then they can apply for the doctor candidate.
For the English language qualification, do they need to have IELTS examination pass?
English
Yes.
speaking is okay. If they can get the TOEFL or YAS, it's okay. If they cannot get the TOEFL or YAS, they can apply some certificate from your university. You should certificate. They should certificate. They can speak in English very well.
Thank you very much. And some of our participants have asked whether the masters and PhD scholarships are fully funded.
Sorry?
Whether the masters and PhD scholarships are fully funded.
Just the full-time students.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fushan. I think those are the questions that have asked from our participants. And I would like to let our participants know that International Relations Office of University of Peradeniya have the list of professors.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Yeah.
Who would like to get information about the prospective supervisors. You can contact either directly International Relations Office, or you can contact Dr. Fushan to get information about the prospective supervisors.
Postdoctor, you mean?
Prospective supervisors.
Yes.
Yes. The professors who would like to accept students from Sri Lanka. There's another question from one of our participants. This is the ANSO Scholarship.
Yes. And Shamayali, so what is your question? I cannot hear very clear. Yeah, maybe I can answer you. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Professor. I think the internet connection is not very good. I think that's why you cannot hear clearly. Is one of our participants have asked whether we can share the recording? Yes, sure, we will share the recording.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions?
Yeah, maybe I can add some explanation to all the
Yes.
participants. Yes, for
Yes,
the
please.
apply for the applying for the scholarship for the master and the PhD. Generally, there's two kinds of scholarship for the master and PhD. There are four scholarships, like the ANSO Scholarship, General Government Scholarship, and UCAS scholarship, and the Bear and the Road scholarship. These are the four kinds of scholarship, all for the master and the PhD students. But there is no from the master direct to the PhD scholarship. But when you get the master, when you maybe study in there in your second year, so you can apply for your the PhD then from master to 10 the PhD. This is my understanding for this scholarship intervention. And the second, for your application, I think the most important is to select suitable supervisors. This is the most important. But today we focus on the water, the environment ecology, especially for water and the environment. Because why do that? In the past several years, our institute has a very close cooperation with the University of Pennsylvania and Ministry of Water Supply. So we have very good close and very successful cooperation. So that is start for the water environment. But for the scholarship for the applicant, this is not limited only for this water environment. For the others, so you can apply for this ANSO scholarship, but you should select other research institute. So more details, please search in the website. This is one. For example, for some the information technology and economics, something like that, you can select other research institute. That would be good for you, because in the class there are more than 100 research institutes. Is one thing. So the find you are the suitable supervisor is the most important. Okay, so maybe this is generally, so you can try to look for some information, because at this moment there are more than 20 Sri Lanka students registered in the UCAS now stay in the Sri Lanka because of the COVID-19. So you can contact with them, so you can ask some information to understand how to apply for this ANSO scholarship. That is be very grateful, helpful for your application. So this is the second opinion. The third, for this procedure. So, and maybe so, and I also will ask the International Relations Office to collect the students, the information like the CV, and in your CV. So in your students should tell the UOP which supervisor is you are interested. You are interested. Then we can, based on this, so we can get the information. Miss Jamalali send us this is the information. We turn along to this, you are the CV to the supervisors. Then they will, based on this, the CV, and to select some candidates. Then we will return the short list to the UOP. But for the applicant, not only for the from the UOP, but also other universities, no problem. But you know, for other universities, we don't have very close cooperation. That is the reason. So, and also the UOP is the #1 in the Sri Lanka. So we have very, very close cooperation. So we know each other very well, especially in the past, during the Professor Xiaomi time. So we have very, very close cooperation there. Okay. So, and because of the COVID-19, we cannot go Sri Lanka to face-to-face to communicate. That is a pity. That is why we heard this is the webinar briefing the scholarship application. Okay, and so I hope for the procedure. We hope so in the end of the February we can return the short list to the UOP. Then maybe we can in the end of the February, if possible, we also can have the second webinar for the video interview the potential the applicant. Then based on this, in March, so when some candidate is selected, then we can ask them and guide them to prepare the materials for application. Okay, so this is the general arrangement for this scholarship application each year. So the competition is also very tough. I told you because this is for the world, not only for Sri Lanka. So the competition is so the close communication is very important. Especially if communication is very, very important. If you don't know something, so maybe you can ask Sri Lanka students. Now they are staying in the GRDC in Sri Lanka. So you can ask them to tell you how to prepare these materials. That would be much better. Okay, so anyway, so and each year, so the success application for recommended by us is very high. For example, and in 2020, and there are 20 Sri Lankan students applied for the scholarship with our recommendation, and 11 were awarded the scholarship. And last year, 8 Sri Lankan students applied for the scholarship. 6 students were awarded. Okay, so that is I tell you also, and prepare your the materials very good. But the most important, you should find suitable and supervisors. Not only this is today we just focus on the water and the environment and the ecology. Okay, so for other measures, so you can search other research institutes. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much, Professor Wei. So we would like to invite all the participants who have participated today for the session, even not from University of Peradeniya, even from other universities. You can acquire information regarding the prospective supervisors from us, and also you can apply. If you want to apply, we are very much happy to provide all the support for you as well. So we will collect your applications and we will send it to the Chinese Academy of Science, Professor Wei and the other professors who have sent us. So we will send your applications to them if you would like to apply. Thank you very much, Professor, for your introduction. And with that, we have reached to the end of today's program. And I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to all who made this webinar session successful. First of all, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to Professor Yong Sang Wei, Director of Laboratory of Water Pollution Control Technology, Research Center for Eco-Environmental Sciences, Chinese Academy of Sciences, who coordinated this event from the beginning and provided all the support. And my immense gratitude goes to Dr. Shan Fu, Department of Education, Research Center for Eco-Environmental Sciences, Chinese Academy of Sciences, to give the introduction to scholarship for international students, for sharing valuable information regarding the scholarship program. I would like to convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Yawei Wang from Chinese Academy of Science. Thank you very much, Professor. Chinese Academy of Science for his immense support to make this session a success. And also I would like to thank Dr. Hu Song for sharing the information of prospective supervisors with us. I would also like to thank Professor Sienare Alice, Director INRO, for his support and guidance to make this event a success, and also Professor Shamin Jinadasa for sharing this information and for his support. Last but not least, I would like to convey my sincere thanks to the staff members of INRO, including Mr. Sandake Dilvira, who did a great job within a very limited period of time. Finally, I would like to thank all the participants who are presented here today for joining us, and we hope it to be a very valuable session for all of you. Thank you all, and with that, we have reached to the end of the ANSO Scholarship Information session. We will share the recording of the information session in our YouTube channel. Have a nice day, and thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you,
nice day.
Professor.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you.
Professor Alice. So hope to see you face to face, and hope you all can come to China, and we'll go to the Sri Lanka. Yeah, yeah. You have the microphone. It's closed. Yeah, it's off. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for actually coming and give this kind
Yes.
I mean, this
Yes.
fruitful information. Actually, thank you for everything. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Professor Alice. So hope this year so you can visit China, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. So thank you so much. So it's very nice to cooperate with the University of Pennsylvania. So in the past, we have very successful cooperation. So in the next week, on January 18th, 1 week later, you are His Excellency Ambassador of Sri Lanka. We will visit our institute. So we'll have a meeting to summarize our cooperation progress last year, and also we'll make plan for the year 2022. So that is, so our cooperation is very, very close. And last week, the Foreign Affairs Minister Wang Yi also visited Sri Lanka. So that will be very, very good. So, and this year, 2022, is also the 70th anniversary of rice and rubber, the agreement, and also diplomatic relationship for 65 years anniversary. So this year is a very, very important year for China and Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This is actually that the China is the most actual that friendly nation for Sri Lanka. Thank you very much for everything done for us. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. So we help each other. We learn each other. We work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And with that, we will end the session. Have a nice day, and thank you.
Have a nice day. Yeah. Look forward to see you in the future. Huh?